Have you ever opened that little orange box in your pantry, the one you've used 100 times to freshen the fridge or clean a stubborn stain without realizing it might be the secret to easing 7 of the most common health problems seniors face? We're talking about skin that never stops itching, joints that flare without warning, that familiar burning in your chest after dinner, mouth sores, foot pain, sleepless nights, and the silent discomfort of urinary issues. You might think you've tried everything: prescriptions, creams, heating pads, even giving up your favorite meals. But what if the answer isn't at the pharmacy, but in your kitchen? Most people think baking soda is just a cleaning agent or a baking ingredient. But that's not the whole story. The truth is, for over 100 years, this humble powder has been quietly used to relieve inflammation, neutralize acid, fight bacteria, and bring real comfort, especially for seniors over 60. Recent findings published by the Journal of Geriatric Medicine show that more than 68% of older adults deal with recurring indigestion, while 1 in 3 report daily skin irritation. Yet most are never told that a simple sodium bicarbonate rinse or soak can help gently, effectively, and without harmful side effects. Imagine sleeping through the night without scratching, enjoying a meal without the fire in your throat, walking without foot pain or swelling, not because you bought a new medicine, but because you reached for something already on your shelf. Today, we're counting down 7 hidden ways baking soda can naturally relieve pain, restore ease, and help you regain control starting tonight. One of them is especially helpful if you're struggling with itchy, aging skin. And number 5, almost no one talks about it. Type 1 in the comments if you've ever struggled with one of these issues, or 0 if you're just curious. Let's begin with the skin. Because comfort shouldn't be a luxury, it should be your daily right. Skin tells your story: every line, every dry patch, every restless night spent scratching an invisible itch. As you age, that story deepens. What was once just mild dryness becomes something more constant, more irritating, more disruptive. The tightness, the stinging, the feeling of being uncomfortable in your own skin. For many seniors, these aren't just minor issues. They are daily frustrations that erode sleep, confidence, and peace. And while the beauty aisles are filled with colorful promises, lotions, creams, and oils that claim to soothe, they often come with harsh fragrances, chemicals, or preservatives that make sensitive skin even worse. But tucked away in your kitchen cabinet, quietly waiting, is a humble white powder with a surprisingly powerful gift: baking soda. Yes, the same baking soda used to freshen fridges and clean counters has been used for over a century to comfort skin. When added to a warm bath, just half a cup, it transforms the water into a gentle pH balancing soak that reduces irritation, calms inflammation, and restores softness to even the most delicate aging skin. It's not just an old wives' tale. Dermatologists have long noted baking soda's mild anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties. And unlike store-bought products, there's no guessing, no hidden ingredients, just one simple, honest remedy. Imagine lowering your tired, irritated legs into a warm bath. The water softens your skin, the baking soda soothes the redness, and for the first time in weeks, you feel still. You feel quiet. You sleep not from exhaustion, but from relief. What makes this so powerful isn't just the physical effect. It's the ritual. The act of drawing a bath, pouring in that simple powder, and giving yourself permission to care deeply and gently for the body that has carried you this far. Some seniors who try this just once report not just better skin, but better nights. Less scratching, less redness. And more importantly, a reminder healing doesn't always come in a bottle. Sometimes it comes from something pure, familiar, and close to home. If your nights have been restless, your skin fragile, and no lotion seems to help, this might be the moment to return to something honest. Try a baking soda bath tonight. Let your body settle. Let your skin breathe. And let your story continue with comfort. It often begins as something small, just a little discomfort after a late dinner. A burning sensation you brush off, convincing yourself it's just the sauce, the portion size, or simply part of aging. But the truth is, it doesn't stay small for long. Soon, it's interrupting your sleep. A bitter taste rises in your throat at too hungry. You reach for antacids on your nightstand more often than your reading glasses. You sit upright in your recliner, hoping gravity will calm the storm in your chest. And slowly, without even realizing it, you start avoiding your favorite meals, the ones your grandchildren ask you to make because you've begun to fear the hours that follow them. Does that sound familiar? You're not alone. Over 60% of seniors experience some form of acid reflux or indigestion weekly. It's not just an inconvenience, it's a warning light. Persistent acidity can wear down your esophagus, increase inflammation, and affect your breathing, mood, and ability to rest. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most seniors are told to rely on over-the-counter medications. But what they're rarely told is that prolonged use of those same medications can deplete your magnesium levels, increase your risk of kidney issues, and in some cases, even make the reflux worse when you try to stop them. It's a trap, one that feels like the only option, but it's not. Because one of the gentlest, most overlooked ways to ease stomach discomfort isn't found in the pharmacy. It's already in your pantry. Baking soda, yes, that humble white powder again holds a natural ability to neutralize stomach acid without the harsh effects of synthetic drugs. Just half a teaspoon stirred into a glass of lukewarm water, sipped slowly after a meal, can help calm that fiery sensation. Not cover it up, calm it down. Picture this, a quiet evening at your local senior center. Bingo just ended, dinner was served. You sit with your friends, everyone laughing until someone clutches their chest, eyes wide, reaching for a familiar bottle in their bag. But what if, instead, you simply reached for your glass? No panic, no side effects, just relief. It's not magic. It's chemistry. And more importantly, it's choice. Now, to be clear, baking soda isn't for everyone. If you're managing high blood pressure or kidney issues, it must be used carefully and only under medical guidance. But for occasional heartburn, for that uncomfortable fullness, for those nights when you know a pill isn't what your body needs, it can be a simple, effective ally. What this really offers is something far more valuable than acid relief. It gives you back your food freedom, the ability to enjoy a plate of spaghetti again without dread, to lie down at night and fall asleep without pressure bubbling in your chest, to eat with joy, not fear. Because when you reclaim comfort, you reclaim connection meals with family, laughter around the table, memories made over warm plates. And as you'll see in the next part of this journey, what baking soda can do for your stomach, it might also do for the very foundation that carries you your feet. Number 3, rejuvenate tired, aching feet with this forgotten remedy. You take off your shoes at the end of the day and feel it immediately, an ache that spreads through your heels, your arches, your toes. It's not the kind of pain that screams. It whispers, persistently. And no matter how soft your socks or supportive your shoes, your feet feel tired in a way that rest alone doesn't fix. But what if that ache wasn't just from walking too much? What if it was a warning that something deeper was happening, circulation slowing, inflammation rising, nerves dulling, and that your feet are trying to tell you, I need help? Most seniors chalk it up to age, gravity, or just part of getting old. But the feet are foundational. When they hurt, you hesitate. You walk less, move less, connect less. And quietly, you start to lose something more valuable than steps your independence. And here's the part most people never hear. You don't need expensive foot creams, high-tech devices, or prescriptions to feel better. You need warmth, stillness, and something as simple as a few tablespoons of baking soda. When dissolved in warm water, baking soda doesn't just clean. It creates a gentle alkaline bath that neutralizes odor, softens rough skin, calms fungal activity, and restores balance to areas of your body that carry everything literally. Picture this. You're at your gardening club's weekend meetup. You've been standing in the sun, potting soil, walking across uneven paths, greeting friends. It's the kind of day that makes you feel alive. Until you sit down, take off your shoes, and feel that familiar soreness creep in. But what if before bed you gave your feet a soak? 10 minutes. Warm water. A few spoonfuls of baking soda. Not for hygiene, for healing. Studies have shown that regular baking soda foot baths can reduce microbial activity, soften calluses, and improve skin texture. More importantly, they encourage circulation, giving tired feet a chance to breathe literally. The warmth opens pores. The alkalinity soothes inflammation. And with repeated use, the foot that once flinched at every step begins to trust itself again. This isn't spa luxury. This is basic care. The kind of care many of us forget to give ourselves until pain forces us to remember. For those with diabetes or poor circulation, foot care is even more critical. Small irritations can lead to major complications if ignored. But with a simple, regular practice like this, you build in protection. You build in comfort. And slowly, you begin to walk with confidence again. Now ask yourself, how many moments have you missed walks with your grandchildren, strolls through the farmer's market, dances at community events simply because your feet said no? It doesn't have to be that way. This small habit, done regularly, is your quiet rebellion against decline. It says, I still choose movement. It says, I still choose joy. Try it tonight. Before bed, let the day melt off your feet. And get ready, because what baking soda does for your foundation, it might also do for your smile. Number 4, freshen dentures and oral appliances the safe, simple way. You rinse them every night. You soak them. You scrub. Yet somehow, there's still that taste, faintly metallic, faintly sour, and the lingering question, are they really clean? What if the routine you've trusted for years is quietly irritating your gums, dulling your smile, or worse, contributing to chronic mouth discomfort without you even knowing it? For millions of seniors, dentures and oral appliances are a daily part of life. They help us eat, speak, smile. But they also come with silent struggles, residual odors, film that builds overnight, sore spots on the gums, and the quiet frustration of trying product after product that promises freshness but leaves behind more chemicals than comfort. And here's something you won't often hear in commercials. Many popular soaking solutions contain harsh agents, bleach derivatives, artificial flavors, and preservatives. These may sanitize, yes. But over time, they can also dry the mouth, irritate soft tissue, and disrupt the delicate balance of bacteria inside your oral environment. That can mean more inflammation, more discomfort, and ironically, more odor. So what's the alternative? It's not high-tech. It's not expensive. And it's already in your kitchen. Baking soda. This gentle white powder, when dissolved in warm water, creates an alkaline solution that helps lift stains, neutralize odor-causing bacteria, and refresh your dentures or night guard without the chemical sting. Just 1 teaspoon in a glass of water, a quick soak, and you'll feel the difference. Imagine walking into your community volunteer shift, maybe at the local library or donation center. You greet others, smile, and laugh. But halfway through, your mouth begins to dry. You hesitate to speak. That quiet worry returns. Do they notice? Now picture the same moment, but different. You feel clean, fresh, confident. You've soaked your appliance in something you trust. There's no residue, no aftertaste, and your smile feels like your own again. According to the Journal of Prosthodontics, baking soda rinses have shown comparable, sometimes superior efficacy to commercial cleansers in reducing bacterial load on dentures, all while being significantly gentler on mucosal tissue. That's science, not brand aid. If you've been using the same store-bought solution for years, this is your invitation to try something that respects both your mouth and your body. There's no mystery here. Just basic, effective care that doesn't hide behind ingredients you can't pronounce. And here's a simple micro-challenge. For 1 week, switch to a baking soda soak each night. Just 7 days. See how your mouth feels. See if that lingering taste fades. See if your gums feel less irritated. Because the truth is, caring for your mouth isn't just about hygiene. It's about confidence, connection, the freedom to laugh out loud, share stories, and enjoy your meals without second-guessing your breath or bite. One small change, one simple shift. That's how comfort begins again. And what if I told you that the same ingredient can also help ease a completely different kind of pain, the sudden, stabbing kind that starts in your big toe and leaves you limping by morning? We'll go there next. Number 5. Soothe gout flare-ups without harsh meds. It always seems to happen at night. You're finally asleep, finally resting. Then it hits hot, sharp, unrelenting. A sudden burst of pain in your toe, your ankle, your knee. So intense, you can't move, can't sleep, can't think. Was it something you ate? Something you did? Or is this just your body turning against you again? For millions of older adults, gout is more than just a foot issue. It's a sudden, searing interruption to daily life. One moment you're walking confidently, the next you're limping, avoiding steps, skipping social outings. And in those moments, the pain isn't just physical, it's emotional, because you start to fear your own body. But here's something few people realize. The real danger isn't the flare-up itself. It's how quickly it returns and how powerless it makes you feel. And yet, the solution might be far simpler than you've been told. In the right hands and in small, careful amounts, baking soda can help shift your body's internal chemistry. Because gout isn't random. It's caused by an accumulation of uric acid in the blood. When levels rise too high, sharp crystals form and settle into joints. That's where the fire comes from. But baking soda is alkaline. It helps neutralize excess acid, gently shifting your body's pH toward balance. That shift, however small, can be enough to reduce the severity and frequency of flare-ups over time. Not a cure, but a simple, science-backed way to support your body from the inside. Now imagine this. You're sitting at the VFW hall, enjoying a Friday bingo night. You've had a good meal, the room is warm, the chatter soft. You stand to stretch, and suddenly, your big toe screams. The same old story. But this time, you're ready. Not with pills, but with prevention. A half teaspoon of baking soda in water, sipped slowly. A habit built not on desperation, but on care. In 2020, a study published in Kidney and Blood Pressure Research found that controlled use of sodium bicarbonate helped lower serum uric acid levels in adults with mild hyperuricemia. This doesn't mean it's right for everyone, especially those with high blood pressure or kidney concerns. But under supervision, it's a quiet tool that can help tip the balance toward comfort. And it's not just about relief. It's about restoration. Because pain steals more than sleep. It steals spontaneity, movement, confidence. The kind of confidence that lets you join friends for a walk, stand in line at the grocery store, or bend down to hug your grandchildren. So, here's a challenge for you, one you can start tonight. Track your triggers. Watch what you eat. And try adding this simple drink just once or twice a week. Give your joints the chance to breathe again. Because when you ease the inflammation, you don't just reduce pain. You reclaim trust in your body, in your freedom, in your days ahead. And next, we'll talk about a pain that's harder to speak of, but just as real. One that strikes quietly every time you try to use the bathroom. Number 6. Ease urinary discomfort with a simple alkaline shift. You feel it before it even begins. That sharp urgency, the pressure, then the sting. The discomfort that follows is both private and persistent. It interrupts your day, your sleep, your confidence. You begin to plan your outings around restrooms. You hesitate before a long car ride. You stop laughing so hard because even joy triggers pain. What do you do when something as basic as going to the bathroom becomes a source of fear? For many seniors, especially women, urinary discomfort is more than a nuisance. It becomes a silent, shame-filled battle. You might not talk about it, but you live with it. That burning sensation, the constant need to go, the fear that every trip to the toilet might end with more pain than relief. And here's what most don't realize. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to imbalance. The protective layers of the urinary tract thin. Medications, dehydration, and even common foods can shift the pH of your urine, creating an environment ripe for irritation even without a full-blown infection. So here's the surprising insight. It's not always bacteria. Sometimes it's acidity. And this is where baking soda, once again, quietly steps in. A half teaspoon, dissolved in a glass of lukewarm water and sipped slowly, can help alkalize the urine just enough to reduce the sting without antibiotics, without chemicals, without delay. It's not a cure, but it's a calming bridge, a way to find comfort while you wait for test results, for an appointment, or for your body to restore balance on its own. Picture this. You're at a weekend farmer's market. It's breezy, lively. You're browsing tomatoes, chatting with vendors. Then suddenly the urge, sharp, immediate. The fear of discomfort creeps in. You leave early. You miss out. Again. But what if you had another option? This isn't about replacing your doctor. It's about reclaiming a moment of calm, creating space between the panic and the solution, giving your body and your mind relief. A study published in the International Urogynecology Journal found that mild urinary alkalization could ease symptoms in women experiencing urinary irritation, especially in early stages or non-bacterial cases. That's real research supporting something profoundly simple. And for older adults managing multiple conditions, avoiding unnecessary antibiotics is a blessing in itself, especially when a gentle alternative exists. One that doesn't conflict with your medications. One that doesn't cost a dime more than what's already in your cupboard. So here's your micro challenge. Next time you feel that first sign of irritation, before you rush to Google symptoms or call the pharmacy, pause. Try a single glass. Give your body a chance to reset gently, because you deserve to move through your day freely, to enjoy time outside, to laugh, to rest, to live without the shadow of urinary discomfort always hanging behind you. And what baking soda offers here, it might offer again in one final place you'd never expect: the tiny stinging sores inside your mouth. You won't want to miss that. Number 7. Calm canker sores with this gentle, forgotten rinse. They're tiny, invisible to others, but for you, they take over your mouth. Talking hurts. Eating stings. Even sipping warm tea becomes a trial. And just when you think it's healing, another one appears under your tongue, inside your cheek, along your gum line. Why do these little sores cause so much discomfort? As we age, our mouths become more sensitive. Dry mouth, thinner tissue, reactions to new medications, stress, a minor bite from chewing too quickly. All of it makes our mouths more vulnerable. And once a canker sore appears, it doesn't just stay small, it hijacks your appetite, your speech, your mood. But here's what may surprise you. The problem isn't just the sore, it's the acid. Most mouths lean slightly acidic. But in older adults, that acidity can spike, triggered by dehydration, diet, or even toothpaste ingredients. And acid makes these sores worse. That's why baking soda, with its gentle alkalinity, works not by covering the pain, but by creating an environment where healing can begin. Just half a teaspoon dissolved in warm water. Swish gently for 30 seconds. Spit, don't swallow. Twice a day. That's it. Now picture this. You're at a book club hosted at the neighborhood church. The room is filled with chatter and coffee. Someone offers you a cookie and you decline, not because you don't want it, but because the thought of chewing hurts too much. You nod and smile, but inside you feel left out. You shouldn't have to miss out over a mouth ulcer. Baking soda rinses have been used for generations. But they're not just folklore. According to the Journal of Oral Pathology and Medicine, alkaline rinses like baking soda can reduce pain severity and speed healing time in patients with recurrent aphthous ulcers. No sting, no dyes, no alcohol burn. And unlike medicated mouthwashes, there's no label to squint at. No hidden side effects. Just relief that feels safe, immediate, and real. So here's a micro challenge. Next time a sore appears, skip the pharmacy run. Try the rinse. 1 glass, 2 times a day. Track how long it lasts. Track how you feel. You might find that something as simple as this can return peace to your meals, your conversations, your mornings. Because this isn't just about soothing a sore. It's about restoring your voice, reclaiming the ease of eating, and reminding yourself your comfort still matters. And now that we've cared for the skin, the stomach, the feet, the mouth, what if I told you there's one final way baking soda can support your body, not by removing pain, but by boosting performance? Let's close this journey with something powerful. You've just walked through 7 gentle yet powerful ways that a simple household item baking soda can support your health, your comfort, and your sense of control. Not with flashy labels, not with big promises, but with calm, with consistency, with care. From itchy skin that kept you awake at night, to the burning in your chest after dinner, from tired feet and irritated gums, to those quiet discomforts we rarely talk about like urinary pain or mouth sores. You've now seen what happens when we stop overlooking the small things. Because sometimes healing doesn't roar, it whispers. And in a world that moves too fast, that quiet can feel like a gift. So if you've ever felt ignored by modern medicine, if you've ever stood in a pharmacy aisle and thought, there must be something simpler, if you've ever wanted to take your health into your own hands gently, then this video was for you. Not as a replacement, but as a reminder that your well-being still matters, that your body, even in its aging form, still responds to kindness, to warmth, to rituals rooted in trust, not trends. And now, I have a small favor to ask you. If even one of these tips resonated, if you've tried a baking soda bath or plan to sip a glass tonight, type 1 in the comment. If you've shared this video with someone you care about, type 2. And if you learned something new that gave you hope, just type the word hope. We read every comment, and your voice helps others find theirs. This isn't just a video. It's a quiet revolution in how we treat our bodies with less fear and more understanding. And if you've made it to this point, you are part of that shift. Now imagine what else we've overlooked. Because in our next video, we'll uncover 3 harmless habits most seniors do daily. That might actually be sabotaging your sleep, your energy, and even your heart health. And yes, baking soda will be part of the solution. So be sure to subscribe, click that bell icon, and if you can share this with just one other person who deserves to feel better. Because your health journey isn't over. It's just getting quieter, simpler, and maybe, just maybe, more powerful than you thought.